Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. For those of you guys who do not know me, my name is Naveen Prithyani, senior trader at urbanforex.com, also head mentor at urbanforex.com. Starting off with a question of, if you're new, what are the techniques to get started into trading, especially if you're full-time? So let's talk about a few things here. A couple of things that you need to understand before we begin. A couple of things we need to... Some of you guys saying thank you for the kind comments for the hairstyle. Yeah, I just got it cut today, so looking like Johnny Bravo today, if you ask me. Okay. Anyways, so let's get started. Okay. So you're a person who's curious and saying, should I trade? Is it hard? Is it easy? Can I make this my career? Is it very mathematical? Is it very math oriented? Is it very, I can't keep up with all the news? Okay, there's so much news involved. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't like the news. It's very confusing. Is it technical analysis? Now, what technical analysis means is just looking at charts. Am I going to have to look at my charts and decipher what is this stuff that I see in front of my eyeballs and then do something about that? Right? So let's answer a few of those questions today for those of you guys who are starting off and actually looking to see, is trading going to be a career for you? Okay? Trading is an answer to one question. It's an answer to one question. It's deal hunting. That's what trading is. Okay? I'm going to ask you guys this one question. When you guys go shopping, do you love to get a bargain or do you love to pay retail? If you say, I love to pay retail, I will tell you right now, trading is not right for you. Just off the bat, it's not going to work. You might as well quit now. But if you love a bargain, if you are the guy who goes to the store and says, hey, how much for this CD? And the store owner says $40. And you're like, you know what? Let me write down the serial number of this CD. And then you go online, you're like, all right, Amazon.com. Oh yeah, man, it's awesome. It's super cheap here. It's $20. Cool. I'd love to buy it from there. Right? How many of you guys have that type of characteristic? Yeah? Good. All right. Now, if that is your personality, then trading is nothing but deal hunting. Just imagine all you're doing is trading, is looking for a deal. Right? Those of you guys who've been offended or ridiculed growing up by people saying, hey man, don't be so cheap. Don't be so cheap. It is that cheapness that's going to get you more money in life as a trader. Trust me. So don't feel bad. It's actually a good thing. It is what people look down on is actually what's going to be your greatest weapon. Does that make sense? So far, so good. You with me? Yeah. Fajar is saying, be cheap as hell. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay. All right. So how do we be cheap? Okay, it's a dirty word. How do we find a deal? Let's put it that way. Okay, no one's cheap. How do we find a good deal, right? Okay. All right, so what we're looking for in trading is an answer to a few questions. Ready? Which way is the market headed? What's my deal or discount? And if you do get it for a discount, can you sell it later for higher? This is your evolution of trading right here. These three things. If you're outside of these three parameters, you are not trading, you are gambling. Okay? Trading is nothing but another word for business. Okay? You are competing in this world of business, but the way you're doing that, you're saying, let's say you have a, what's the best thing to say? let's say PlayStations, okay? Something simple. So let's say you know PlayStations are hot these days. The latest PlayStation has been out for a while now. It's hot, but there's high demand for it. But there's not enough supply. If you find a way, let's say the PlayStation is currently valued at $500, for example, and you have a way to say, since not everyone can get it, can I get my hands on the PlayStation? And they say, well, one guy says, I have it. I'll give it to you for $505. You know the demand is there. So step one, check. You know it's going up. There is demand there. But step two is not a check. You are paying higher than current market prices, the average current market price. You want to get it lower. So if they say, I will give it to you for $450 if you buy a lot. Okay, you pick it up for a discount, and then because you know there is a demand, can you sell it for higher and saying, I'm going to put it on eBay for $600? Right? What is happening in a chart when you look at a Forex chart is this basic understanding of prices are going in a certain direction, and you're like, okay, I get that. Then the concept comes in, I'm not going to run after it. I'm not going to buy up in the sky because that's not a discount. So stage one is done. I know which direction it's headed. Stage two is I need a better deal. I don't pay retail. I never did. I never will. Right? So we're not going to pay these prices up here. We want the deal to come in. As the deal comes in, and as you buy in the discounted rate, you want to make sure you're able to sell it back higher. Okay? You want to be able to sell it higher while the demand is still ongoing. Okay? So let me ask you guys one thing. Tell me something that growing up in your life you saw in high demand for a certain period of time. Just growing up, just reminisce a little bit farther back, and I'm going to say it out loud, whatever I see in the chat. Sugar? Well, sugar is one thing. Boom boxes? Pokemon cards. Okay, that's pretty cool. COVID vaccine, nice. Okay. BlackBerry. Fuel, corn, Nintendo. Oil on the pandemic. Yo-yos. Okay, let's use something simple like yo-yos. Or Converse sneakers. There you go. There you go. Sony Ericsson phones. There you go. There you go. So you see a trend going up, right? Let's say that's Sony Ericsson, guys. For all of you guys know what the Sony Ericsson was? The old classic phone, right? All right, so let's say Sony Ericsson. At that time, when the buzz was hot, if you have a way to get a good deal, will you be able to sell it higher? At that time, if you bought it for a good deal, would you be able to sell it higher and make a profit? Yes, you can. Let me ask you this. If right now the Sony Ericsson price is $50 and you have a guy saying, you know what, I got 100 of them, I'll give them to you for $1 a piece. You might think you have a discount, but will you be able to sell it higher? You see? So just getting a discount on its own is not sufficient. If you understand this logic and it sits well with you, I need a demand, I need a discount, and because the demand is there, I can sell it back. You see what you're doing? You're like a middleman entering the competition, says, all right, let me get in on this action. So the demand has to be there, the discount has to be there, and then you have to sell it back for a profit. And that's all you're doing on repeat, over and over and over and over again. And while doing this process, you're learning, how exactly should I do it? Do I buy it here? Do I buy it there? Do I buy it here? Do I buy it there? Do I buy it there? Do I buy it there? How do I know when to buy it? That's the whole process of your education. That's the whole process of your education. Do I buy less here, more here? That's another piece. How do I know it's going up? What if it goes down more for a discount and then it goes up? But you understand the logic, right? The logic is those three things: direction, discount, sell it back for higher, for much more. Sell it back for much more. If these three things are in balance, they're all done correctly, you are a profitable trader. You now understand business in general, but you also understand trading. That's the concepts. So if anyone tells you the way to trade is, you see this line right here? If you touch that line, you have to hit the sell button. You see this little thing I'm drawing here? I'm going to have 6 different lines coming out of it, all different percentages. Okay, this is a universal concept. Whenever this percentage is reached, you have to hit the sell button. Or whenever this percentage is reached, you have to hit the buy button. That logic might not be there of the 1, 2, and 3 that I just told you about. That is a pattern. A pattern. A pattern does not solve the 1, the 2, and the 3 that we keep repeating. Fundamentally, these 3 things need to be there. Okay? Okay, I have one. Mohammed, you're saying, but I have seen some people who just trade like that and they are still profitable. How? Impossible. Guaranteed. Life savings. Guaranteed. You want me to sign it somewhere? I'll sign it somewhere. They're not profitable. Okay? Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Okay? So the 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay? Direction. Okay? Direction, discount. I'll just put a percentage. Discount. And then sell higher. Sell back for more. Okay, simple as that. Sell back for more. Okay, so shall we explore a little bit into this? So again, you're starting off as a new person looking to come into this market. Okay, looking to come into this market, and you're like, where do I begin? How do I know if this is right for me? Before you even get into the knowledge and opening the books or education or picking up courses or mentorship programs, does this sit right with you internally? If yes, then you are a born trader. It's not in your DNA, but if this is what you do in real life, where you find a deal at IKEA, you go shop at the, what's that, checkout area towards the IKEA where they have all the discounts and stuff like that, where you buy, you use it, and then at the end you're like, maybe let me sell it back on Craigslist or OLX, Ola or something like that. I don't know. Different countries have different websites, but, and then you sell it back and you're like, hey, I actually made a profit from this. Yeah, OLX, right? There you go. Right? So far so good? So far so good? So let me ask all of you guys one thing right now. Right now. If this is you, do not feel bad anymore. This is the time to shine. This is when you thrive more than the average person. It's because of this old habit that hasn't gone away. You're going to do well. Okay, never go out of this context. Now, let's take it further into now the techniques. Techniques. Okay? I'm telling you right now, many people, many people are, who are in this webinar. I'm sure if I can turn on the chat, you'll probably see this. Many people who are in this webinar, they'll probably tell you what I'm teaching you right now, right here, just from the 1, 2, and 3 thing. Most people have been in this industry for 2, 3 years, and they don't even have that piece always going check, check, check. They're just following a pattern and pattern and pattern. Oh, my pattern's not working. New pattern, new pattern. No, that pattern's not working. New pattern. Oh, that pattern's not working. Because the logic is missing. The logic of what is trading. They don't know. They don't know what is trading. So I want you to start the right way. I want you to start the right way. First, now that you understand trading, let's move to how. How do we get started with this? I'm going to give you a list of things that you must know, that you must know. So what do you want to study? Okay, I have webinars for a lot of these things, all for free, available on YouTube. You can go in there and just binge watch it. Okay, binge watch it. And all my ads are turned off. You can binge watch it peacefully. Okay, no ads. I was a big fan of on-demand stuff for a long time, you know? I don't want ads. I don't want ads. All right, so there you go. Enjoy. So you want to study support and resistance. Okay, I don't care if you study it from me or from another nutcase that's similar to me. Support and resistance. You must know this. Okay, support and resistance. Now, one thing about support and resistance, remember one thing. Once you do this, I want you to ask the question, why? Next thing, trend lines. Once you learn this, I want you to ask the question, why is this important? The next thing, I want you to understand market states. Oops, that's a really bad M. Market state. Okay, and those of you guys who have been in the industry for a long time, you have to know this too. If you feel, oh, I know this stuff, I'm telling you, in all of my years of experience, many times that I'm training someone at an advanced level, I'm like, wait a minute, do you not know the basics? Okay. Market state, which means, is it a trend? Is it a range? Or is it a channel? You need to know these things. And then I want you to ask, why? Why must I know these things? Why are these things important to me? One of the most important things you're going to do while you're studying is not this section, it is this section. I want you to learn it, observe it, apply it, and then ask why. Why must I do this? Why is this important? Why is this handy? If that why is not answered in your mind, not the mentor can give you all kinds of whys. It needs to be answered in your mind. I get it. Okay. You can move on to the next topic and begin your studying. That's all I'm going to give you right now for the stuff to study. If you can study this, I can take you to places you've never imagined before when it comes to trading. Shall we move further? I want you to dabble. Okay, dabble. For those of you guys who are not English speakers, try. It's like, I want you to try moving averages. Okay? Experiment with them. What is a moving average? Why must I use it? How does it work? And why is it so popular? Why do so many people use it? Okay? So is it like because we all are internally a surfer inside of us? Like we just want to ride the wave, baby. Like, why do we like moving averages? You know, is it because it represents a wave? Look into it. Look into it. Understand what this is. Okay. And then I'll give you another knowledge that I need you to know, especially if you're in Forex. You need to take my word for it right now. You need to take my word for it because this is not taught. So I'm just going to lay it out for you. Just memorize it. Okay. I never want you to memorize anything. This stuff you must memorize. In Forex, when you have movements that are going like this, do not aim for getting in here, getting out there. Your trading career is going to be getting in here, getting out there. That's your trading career right there. But if you constantly pursue the big home run movements that keep running away like that, in Forex, that's a myth. Forex moves on average 1% a day. You're not going to get chances for runners because there is a currency pair. I've talked about this in other webinars. I'm not going to go deep into that today. I just want you to take my word for it. Anyone telling you 50 pips, 100 pips, I do 400 pips in a day. Good luck. Okay, you don't want to do that. That's not for you. You don't want to do that. So far, so good. Okay, because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's like saying, I want to go and play the lottery because once I win the lottery, that once might not even ever come. Okay? You don't want to go down that road. So anything that goes like this. Okay. Okay. Anything that goes like this and you're like, I want you to be like That's my trade there to there. That's my trade there to there. But if you see this and you are constantly worried and you're like, how do I catch that? How do I catch that? Why can I not catch this trade? You have just extended your learning period. You're going to take much longer to make it. Much longer. Why? Because I've been there. I've been there. These are your trades. These are your trades. Do not go out of bounds. Do not go out of bounds. Do not look for lottery tickets, because chances are the larger players are not going to make the lottery tickets easy to grab. Okay? I don't care how professional a person says he is. Let this go. Let this go. Let that go. Okay? So, now the question when it comes to math. Is trading mathematical? No, it's not. Okay? You're not solving how we're going to get to space. You're just looking for a deal that you want to get at a discount, and then you want to sell it back later. Like, it's not difficult to say, oh, it's $500. Anything below $500 is a good deal. I mean, I don't think you need math for that, right? Because $4.99 and below is considered a discount, right? I'm sure we can count like that, right? Okay, good. So now that we got that out of the way, there's no math involved. There's no math involved. So you don't have to worry about, oh, will I have to do calculus and trigonometry and finally use geometry that my teacher kept forcing on me. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Okay? All right. Next thing. Do I need to watch all the news? That's no and yes. When I say no, is I don't want you to be a news freak. Okay? And I am strong when I use the word freak, because I don't want you to be that guy that's constantly saying, oh, the economic news is going to come out. The economic news is going to come out. The unemployment numbers. Oh, the coronavirus vaccine, the vaccine. Like, don't go crazy over that. I want you to be aware of the news, that a news is coming. And when the news gets released, see what the market does and saying, interesting. What does it mean? From there on out, don't trade it. Do not trade it. Which means news is coming out, buy it. Don't do that. Don't do that. So it's news is a no and a yes. No and a yes. Do not go crazy over it, but be aware of it. Be aware of it. Okay? I'm trying to get you a shortcut into this industry. I'm already telling you, as I told you in the podcast, it's not going to be quick, like a month or 2 months. But if I can shorten your journey to get you profitable, then we can open up the door of, you know what? Here's what I want you to study next. Here's what I want you to study next. Get you on the right road. But first, let's get you the quickest road where you can focus on and be like, all right, 6 months, 1 year down, you're like, all right, I got the hang of this. I'm getting better. So far, so good? There's going to be pressure along the way. Okay? There's going to be pressure along the way. Moving forward. Now, 1, 2, 3. Okay, repeat them back to me. What are the 3 things? Okay, good. I see many of you guys saying direction. Excellent. Okay, discount. Excellent. And sell for more. Sell back for more. Okay, now, I'm going to tell you one thing that you never want to do as a trader. You never want to do this. Prices are going up, and you're like, oh, interesting. I can see the demand. Very nice. Prices get a discount. You buy it, and you're like, cool, let's do this. Prices hang around a little bit, and they start to go up. And you're like, you know what? I'm not going to close it. I think it's going to go up forever. It's like, don't be that cryptomaniac. Like, oh my God, precious. Like, it's going to go up and up and up and through my screen into my neighbor's house upstairs and through his house. Like, no, calm down. Like, Where did that analysis come from? Stop, stop. The news might talk about it. Your neighbor might talk about it. The dog might talk about it. The grandma might talk about it. You need to get out. You need to get out. You need to get out. I cannot say this enough. This will improve your performance 10x. Okay, this will improve your performance 10x. Okay, so Merrick, that's a very good question. How about letting winners run? You can't let winners run in Forex because there is no running in Forex. Something it's hard to grasp because that language of you have to let your profits run, right? It comes from the stock market. The saying is from the stock market. It is not from the Forex market. So anyone coding let your winners run in the Forex market is just regurgitating what the stock market is saying, but you can't do it in Forex. Anything that goes up too much, if it's Euro USD, the opposite currency is getting damaged. The further it goes, the more damage it gets. The session might close, next session might open, and they might hit the sells. And then later it might go back up slowly. That's the problem with Forex. It doesn't go in a linear fashion. It might go overall in that direction, but it will be zigzag. It will be zigzag. So learn to book your profits. So far, so good? All right. Can I ask you guys one thing? Be honest with me here. Okay, I'm going to turn on the chat. How many of you guys have been in the industry long enough that everything what I just said in here actually is clicking for many of the things, and you're like, you know what? I've been around for so long. I can't believe I just didn't know this basic stuff. Doesn't mean we're a basic person, but I just didn't know. Like, my God, like it's so simple, but every time I trade, those 3 logical pieces are not there. Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna turn off the chat again. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so far so good. Okay, I hope we're okay. We're okay with the webinar today. I always make sure you learn something in the webinar. I don't waste your time at all. We're okay? Good, good, excellent, excellent. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. So your techniques, I gave you a list of things to study. Okay, as you study, ask the questions, why? Why do I need to know that? Okay, without that why, you're not gonna make it. You're just gonna be memorizing stuff. You don't wanna memorize stuff. You don't wanna be that guy. Okay, you need to understand. You need to understand. So can I give you a little technique about support and resistance? Support and resistance. Okay, also known as SNR. What that is price goes down, pulls back, goes down. This used to be support in the market. What support means, just think of it like support, something holding it from the bottom. Okay, if that support fails and price goes through it, so let's say this is $100, up here is $150. So prices go from $150 down to $100, and then from $100, they temporarily rise to, let's say, $125. If it breaks through that level, then this area becomes resistance, which means if prices are now at $50, if it goes up near the $100, it might respond. So far, so good? Now, when I ask you the question of understand the why, right now, all we're doing is we're drawing it, right? All we're doing is we're drawing it. And you're gonna learn this all the time on YouTube. You see this and that. What you gotta do is you gotta take that thing, connect it to that thing. You're gonna have a nice line going across and it's preschool all over again. And then you have to say, yay! Like, no, why must I do this? Why? Okay, why? So let's talk about the why real quick. I want you to understand why support and resistance is so important from the perspective of 1, 2, and 3. Ready? Here we go. Forget the markets, forget Euro USD in Forex. Let's say iPhone, super simple. The iPhone right now is stable. It's $1,000, $1,000. It goes up and down $5, $1,005 and then $5 less, up and down, but it's hanging around $1,000. And then suddenly it goes, it drops to $600. It's shocking. People are like, $600? Buy it. When people buy it at $600, if the price jumps up straight to $800, this becomes memory. This becomes memory. People remember these prices. They remember. It activates something inside of them that says, when prices are reaching $900, $950, everyone wants to buy the iPhone. It's at $600. It's at $800. It's at $900. Everyone still wants to buy it. But as it gets close to $1,000, there's a lot of people that says, you remember last time when it was $1,000? It dropped to $600 overnight. Maybe let's wait and don't buy it now. Let's wait until it maybe goes back to $600. What we just did, that logic is called support, is now equal resistance. That's why that line is drawn and everyone talks about it as if it's the golden key to life. You need to know why. Know why. If you don't know your why, there is nothing you can do in trading. You must know why behind everything. Okay, so far so good? I think they put something in my pear here. I'm all hyped up today. Okay, so far so good. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Just like a support and resistance, a trend line is very similar. It is a moving support and resistance. Price goes up, pulls back. 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 And people draw this line and saying, whoa, look at that beauty. Look how it respects it so nicely every time it gets there. And then when that trend line breaks, people go, well, then sell it. That is correct to a certain extent. In some scenarios, I want you to ask why. I want you to open that door and ask that question. If you don't solve that, then this will just be a pattern of, you see that drawing that I drew? It broke. So it's like, what do you want me to do with it? Like, a line broke, big deal. Like, what do you want me to do with that? I'm not going to bet my house on it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just a drawing. What does it mean? What does it mean? Why? Okay, so far so good? Okay, Jason, that's a very good question. Actually, that's a very serious question also. So Jason's asking, how do you find the why without a mentor? I want you to just be curious, because a curious, when you're thinking why and you're curious, even if you yourself don't know the answer, what's the one thing you're going to do? You're going to look for the answer. That is the most important thing, is the ability to say, I don't know, I must know. That's when the search begins. That's when the search begins. That is the groundwork of education. Why? Okay? I was that why kid in school, and my teachers hated me. It's like, I'm sorry, like, and here I am, a teacher myself. I was that why kid, and it's like, if you don't tell me why, what's the point? You know, what's the point? I'm not going to learn all this. Tell me why. So far, so good? So I've given you a few things to learn. I'm telling you how to learn it, because that's more important than what to learn. How to learn it is important. Okay? So study those three things I told you, the 1, 2, 3. Study that. Okay? Look for it on a chart. The next things to do is study the little list I gave you, the SNR, the trend lines, and then the market states. Okay? These are just to get you started. Okay? These are beginner stuff. You know, it's not going to make you profitable yet. They're just beginner stuff. If you're simply doing one of three things, you're not going to make it. Okay? It's just to get you started. Market states. So far, so good? Okay. All right. So this plus the why Okay. And then you can go further, deeper into it part-time. You can go deeper into it. I want you to try and test, but do not have hopes yet. I'm telling you, I will predict your future right now when you're going to do it. Okay, you ready? All right, here I am with the crystal ball, with the funky hat. Okay, this is not the dunce hat, this is the magician hat. Okay, so here I am with the funky hat, and I'm going to predict your future for you right now. As you learn certain things, you will feel, I got it. When you feel I got it, you will run to your broker and says, how do I put money into my account? Because I got this. You will then go and tell your spouse, you know what? I think I should quit my job. I can do this full time. I should do this full time. Why don't you support me? You never support me. What's wrong with you? That argument might happen. I'm not very good with that prediction, but that might happen. Okay? But I want you will go through this process and you will feel you got it. I want you to understand from my prediction. You can call me Baba Naveen. From Guru Naveen's prediction, you don't got it. You don't got it, and that's okay. You're just starting. Because as you feel you got it and you do it, you'll have a loss. And then you'll learn a few more things and you'll start to do it, you'll have a further loss. And you'll learn a few more things, you'll do it, you'll have a further loss. And that's what your account is going to be like in the beginning. Start small, very, very, very small. If you cannot just do a demo and you want to simply do it live, please, please, please do not do it more than $100, $200. Do not do it more than that. Okay? As you do more trades, you will know you're getting better and better and better. It is not after one trade. It is not after two trade. It is not after three trade. You have to do hundreds. If you do 100 trade and you're getting stabilized, then you're like, I got this. Now the amount is not an issue. Do whatever amount you want. You're okay. So far, so good. And those of you guys who are already in the industry, did I just predict your past? Did I just predict your past right here? Right? Okay, so I'm telling you guys that for those of you who have not started, this was going to be your future. It was my future. Now it's my past. This is something everyone goes through, unfortunately. This is something everyone goes through. So far, so good? So how's my accuracy of predictions? Pretty good, huh? Okay, so moving forward. So let's answer that daunting question. Can I trade for a living in the beginning? Can I trade for a living in the beginning if I'm full-time working and I want to just dip my toes in to do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, you can. You can become a trader part-time. Will it happen overnight? No. It absolutely will not. Guaranteed. Will it happen in 1 month? No. Guaranteed. 2 months? No. Guaranteed. 6 months? No. Guaranteed, unfortunately. So let me ask you this. Does that deter you and you're like, well, if that's more than 6 months, maybe it's not for me. Then maybe it isn't. And that's okay. We have to accept that. I'm telling you, as a veteran in this industry, years and years and years in this industry, thousands, tens of thousands of students that I've gone through, you're not going to do it that fast. But it is so worth it. It is so worth it if you go down that route and you try to do it and you go it for the year or 2 year that it takes you. I will tell you personally, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's been worthing it for me. It's worth it for me. I've seen many other students. It's worth it for them. It takes time though. That's during this process of learning, unfortunately, that's going to be there. That's going to be there. Okay, there's going to be pain. Just like how we learn how to ride a bicycle in the beginning, you know, we have training wheels. We take off the training wheels. It's like, fall down, scrape your knee, this and that. Like, you're learning. It's okay. It's okay. It's part of the process, but it's so worth it. You want to be that guy on IG that flaunts the cash? Be that guy on IG, but it's through this. It's through this. It's not, doesn't have to be a lot of pain, but it's through this. Okay, it's through this. Unfortunately, because you're trying to specialize. You want to make any money, you need to specialize. So let me ask you guys one thing. Okay, those of you guys who are asking, what is IG? IG is Instagram, right? You know those, when you're on Facebook, you see all these people flaunting their Ferraris and stuff like that. You probably look in their bank account and got like zero money. But you can be the guy who has the Ferrari and money in his bank account, where you can actually afford the Ferrari and it's not leased, and you don't have to ask your neighbors for, hey man, you got money for gas? I'll drive you in my Ferraris if you can pay for gas. Like, don't be that guy. Don't be that cheap guy, you know. I want you to do well, but not just rich. I want you to be wealthy. I want you to thrive, right? Okay, I want you to thrive. Don't be that cheap person that wears a Louis Vuitton but can't actually afford a Louis Vuitton. Okay? You're better than that. Be better than that. Be smarter. Be smarter. Okay, so in a nutshell, okay, 3 things you want to make sure. Trading is all about direction. If you don't have direction, trading is lost. So direction's got to be there. Discount's got to be there. If the discount's not there, trading is lost. If you have the first 2, then you must be able to learn how to sell it back correctly. If you don't have that, trading is lost. It's that 3 things in rotation over and over again. Now, any technique, strategy, anything that you learn, if it defies this logic, it will not work. Pretty simple, right? I'm giving you a overall strategy. Many people love strategy. They want, tell me exactly what I need to do. I'm giving you an overall strategy. If whatever you go out there and learn does not sit well within these 3 parameters, it won't work. It won't work. Okay? All right. So for those of you guys who have been in the industry for a little bit, at least know a little bit of the basics, and you like the way I teach, if you want to go the route of Urban Forex and you want to, the route of Urban Forex, that's cool. I should brand that, you know, like, it's like this journey a monk takes, you know, I've taken the Urban Forex route. No, but if you want to take the route of Urban Forex and you want to be like the 80% of the people that are in this room and they're happy to come back to webinars over and over again, like, how do you get that kind of loyalty if your stuff is garbage, right? You don't get that kind of loyalty if your stuff doesn't work. Okay, so if you want to learn from Urban Forex, if you want to start your journey right, if you want to understand, well, where should I put my focus? I understand the honesty part, which is I won't do this overnight. You know, thanks for being honest with me about that. But I want to start right. If that is your goal, then we have something called the Mastering Price Action 2.0. If you have a little bit of basics, like support resistance, trend lines, this and that, I want to get you started in our entry-level program from the Mastering Price Action 2.0 at 0 risk for a free trial. If you want to pick it up, it is on www.urbanforex.com/free trial. So if you want to pick it up and you want to go down that route, you can do that. We remove the risk for you. Try it out, see if it's right for you. If it is, you can continue down that journey and go deeper into more knowledge, understanding more, and what exactly should we focus on, rather than there's so much information to learn all over the place. It's taking forever. It's taking forever. What if we streamline it? Okay, we don't show you much other stuff. We don't give you 10 hours worth of videos. 1 hour or less, 30 minutes or less a week. Just focus here, and every day we'll give you practice examples. This is coming live from the market. Do you understand it? You just learned it. This is coming live from the market. Do you understand it? You just learned it. Every day you get those. Every day you get those. Okay. Along with that, we do a private webinar together, similar to this, but I talk a little bit more openly, more directed towards the information that you just learned. So I really look forward to seeing all of you guys in that program. Okay, like I said, 80% of these people in the room here today have already been in that program. They've already graduated, gone to the next level. And yet they're here also picking up the basic stuff. They're like, all right, let's see what else this brown guy has to say. So I really appreciate it, guys. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of fun when I come here to these webinars. I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys always learn something. Okay, I don't want to just give you a little nugget of information every time. I want to make sure the entire webinar was useful for you and you learn stuff. You have fun, you enjoy it, you walk away with, not only was it fun, but I also learned something. I can use that immediately, you know. So I really hope you guys enjoy it, because personally I do. And I wish that never it comes a day where we waste each other's time, right? You are taking time off to be here. I respect that. I want to make sure I give back at the same level of enthusiasm and power to say, if you can take time off to be here and sit here for a whole hour, you guys deserve more than just a little piece of information in the whole 1 hour. And you're like, man, I sat through a whole hour. I didn't learn anything. So, again, always a pleasure. Thank you all for coming in today. For those of you guys, again, who are looking to join, again, it's www.urbanforex.com/free trial. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the next webinar. And those of you guys who are new in the course as well. Thank you guys. Until next time. Cheers. Bye for now.